Hey guys, Jake does sports. Man, I'm so anxious to talk to you guys that I'm not even gonna wait until I get out there. Gonna just walk in here. So, first of all, happy holidays to all of you guys. Hope you are spending time with family, loved ones, all that good stuff. And it's the best time of year to watch some football. So I am absolutely hyped up right now. Been watching the NFL all day. Christmas Eve, baby. Christmas Eve Sunday. We got some great Monday nighters. I'm just going to recap you. First of all, this is mainly going to be on the Bills-Chargers game. And the Bills-Chargers game was a clown show again. We'll talk about that and many, many other things, including playoff implications. With these losses, actually, I think yesterday, after the Bills win, they control their own destiny into the playoffs, but with a Dolphins loss tonight, they will control their own destiny into the AFC East Championship crown race, and possibly they could be the winners if they win out and beat the Dolphins. If the Dolphins lose tonight or against Baltimore, but the biggest thing was that the Bills needed to control their own destiny to make the playoffs, and they're in that position right now, which is great. I'm gonna go over the Bills game first. Was it pretty? No. But I've come to realize, guys, listen, it's very rare that you're going to have a team just show up 100% every day. It never happens in the NFL. It can happen in college. Georgia did it last year. LSU did it in 2019. But the reality is in the NFL, these guys are so elite that even the worst team in the NFL has a decent chance against the best team in the NFL. And that's just facts. There's no debating that. You cannot debate that with me. You cannot. And when the Bills are riding high off an amazing win over the Cowboys, and I'm not discrediting it at all, but when I was predicting this game, because I said I think the Bills would cover easily, shouldn't be too bad, I failed to realize that Brandon Staley got fired a week prior. This team got blown out of the water. They have a new guy at the helm, re-energizing this entire franchise, trying to possibly get the job for next year, so he's extra motivated. And all these guys are coming pissed off at home after a horrible loss, and I mean horrible loss, against the Raiders. So I failed to see that, and they showed up and played. They showed up and balled. Easton Stick, I had to search this up. I had no clue who this guy was, and I'm a college football fanatic. He played at North Dakota State until 2018. He was I think he was between Carson Wentz and Trey Lance, actually. So, interesting there. That's a pretty good group to be with. But, actually, maybe not anymore. I don't know. But, anyways, the point is that I'd never heard of this guy, and he played his tail off. Easton Stick, the Bills' defense looked uncoordinated, unprepared, outmatched at times against the Chargers. And, again, it goes back to the turnovers. It's going to look like that when Josh... Not Josh specifically. I mean, he had an interception, and I'll talk about that. But, when James Cook fumbles, Hardy fumbles. And listen, Hardy, he needs to be off the team, man. He send him to the practice squad. If you're fumbling like that and you have no special features, you're going down. There's no reason he should be on the team. None. There's nothing special about him besides fumbling. And if that's going to cost us this season, yeah, you can go down, buddy. I don't care. It's not time to play nice guy. This is the playoffs we're talking about. I'm not messing around, dude. One fumble can cost you your season in this league. I am dead serious. And Josh with the throw that... Listen, Josh had an amazing throw to Gabe Davis, and I hold my breath every time he throws it downfield because for that reason. He has one insane touchdown, and then he has one horrible interception, man. I mean, a horrible interception. Josh is a good quarterback. People are going to tell you that he's not. He is. But man, he can't help himself sometimes. But it's fixable. That's the issue. It's fixable. You got to throw that ball deeper and further. Stop leaving it short to Diggs every time. Man. Stop. If you leave it short to Diggs, you're going to get picked off. Do what you did with Gabe. I don't know if he was off balance or like if you practice that throw 100 times out of 100, you should make that throw. And you should only be throwing those throws if you know that you can throw those throws. So, where's the disconnect here? I don't know. I just don't know. Listen, that was the big upside with Allen, was the cannon arm. You cannot be leaving it short. If you're going to take a deep shot, fine. Let it be incomplete, though. Don't leave it short so the DB or the cornerback has a chance to pick that off. Just don't. Don't test it. And that's the thing. I felt like I was going to say that I felt like we could ground and pound it with James Cook. He didn't even need to take those deep shots. But I guess I was wrong because he fumbled in SoFi again. And James Cook is a great running back, don't get me wrong. But if he can't fix the fumbling issue, there's going to be a time when we're either trying to put the game away or we're trying to control the clock and a fumble happens and things can spiral out of control, especially in the playoffs, especially on the road, because Buffalo's not getting the 1 seed. And when you're looking at playing in places like Arrowhead, Jacksonville, or Baltimore, like it's going to be a tough time, especially after plays like that. And when the game's close and plays like that happened today, you're going to lose 100 times out of 100. Now, luckily for the Bills, it was the Chargers. They managed to, weather the storm, if you will, and pull out a huge victory on the road. But those are the big negatives. Listen, I've said this all along. If the Bills can eliminate the turnovers, they are one of, if not the best team in football. Because the turnovers don't only hurt the offense, they hurt the defense as well. Because we put the defense in such horrible spots that they were used to being run up and down the field on. They were used to getting scored on to the point where Easton Stick was actually doing stuff against the defense. I guarantee you they're not putting up 22 if the Bills didn't turn the ball over 3 times. It affected the offense less, in fact, than it did the defense. It affected the defense way more. Way more. So, you want to win road playoff games, Buffalo? You want to win these big games, Buffalo? Don't turn the ball over. And again, I don't know the answer to how not to turn the ball over. Like, I don't know the answer, and I don't know if they do. I really don't. I don't know if it was a jet lag thing, like they just it was a bit of a short week traveling all the way across the country. Who knows? There's no one answer to make a team not turn the ball over, essentially. And I don't want to say we've been lucky the past few weeks, but we have been doing a better job of it. And now it's prevalent again, and that scares me so much. That scares me a ton for the playoffs. But the good thing was, and this is why I'm not as mad about this game. The good thing was, and still is that the Bills actually won the game. Like, if you hear the stat line, three turnovers for Buffalo, 0 for Los Angeles. You hear Buffalo got outscored in the second half by Los Angeles. LA scored more points than Buffalo in the second half. I'm taking LA in that game. I would say LA won the game. LA won the game. And I think they had a lead with under a minute to go. I would choose LA. I don't trust the Bills' defense in that situation. But they showed it again. And they clutched up. The boys clutched up. And that's what I'm talking about. This defense is a bunch of warriors, man. I've said it all season. This team is a bunch of warriors. And you get Ed Oliver with a massive sack. That was the biggest sack of the season, man. Because I was nervous as heck because they only needed a field goal. You don't understand. They needed 30 yards maybe. And with Easton Stick in that offense, the way it was running that day, I would have been shocked if they held them there. But Ed Oliver with the massive sack. That was huge for momentum and everything. And then it came down to one final play. And I will say, I'm not going to say the Chargers should have won. I overreacted and said that after I saw the play. But they had a chance. That tight end, when Easton Stick threw the ball across the field, or he lateraled it across the field, and that tight end had 4 blockers and 2 Bills defenders, he should have ran straight through it. Why he didn't, I don't know, and I will thank him for eternity. Because the Bills ended up hanging on, but that looked very similar to the Music City Miracle, where the Bills were just outflanked on that other side. Because they had 5 defensive players all around Easton Stick, and he just flings it across the field back to the tight end or whoever. I think it was a tight end. And he, for some reason, brings it back to the other side when he should have just kept on going. And they would have had a chance. But instead, the boys in blue hang on, or I guess the boys in white hang on. And Buffalo is sitting at 9-6. Everyone, man, nobody in the AFC wants Buffalo in the playoffs. Be honest with yourself. You can call us trash all you want. You don't want us in the playoffs. You don't. They don't want us in the playoffs. They're too scared. They're too scared, and I don't care. One game doesn't define this team. But you've seen that as the games have gone on, Buffalo is starting to learn how to win close games. They did it in Arrowhead, and that was a game that I felt like the Bills might have flipped a switch. I'll determine that after this season because I don't know where they're going to go, the Bills, what's going to happen with them. Whether they make the playoffs, miss the playoffs, win a playoff game, win 2, make the Super Bowl, miss the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. I don't know. I think they can win the Super Bowl when they play at their best. I think they can, absolutely. But the fact of the matter is that, yes, it's scary that the Bills turn the ball over 3 times, and usually we're going to lose that game. But what I'm happy about is that even when we do that, we can still find a way to win. That was the biggest takeaway from this game. Yes, it was a clown show. This game was a clown show. There's no looking around it. There's no looking around it. The Bills did not play well. They did not play up to standards. No. But what they did do was win. And that is massive going forward. If they can set a precedent of winning these close games, that's what you need in the playoffs. Even when you turn the ball over. It's what you need. So I'm happy with the win. Not happy with how they played. I hope they can rebound against the Patriots. And I think they will because they're coming back home. It's a Sunday, 1 o'clock game. Kind of chill. And this team is a different breed in Buffalo. Let's just call it how it is. It's true. But that Dolphins game, that's going to determine a lot of stuff and where this team can go. Because if the Bills can get a first-round home game, that is massive. Massive, dude. That is huge for their chances at winning it all. I'm calling it right there. But going back to the rest of the AFC. So, Colts and Texans, you guys lost. So those teams both lost. Buffalo's going to jump them as well. And now Buffalo is sitting at the 6th seed. They are behind Cleveland. I didn't check that the Houston game was over, but they're down 14 with a minute or so to go. So I'd figure that Houston lost. I'm going to assume that here. So, Houston lost, and Indianapolis lost. Dogs are barking. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So where was I? Colts and Texans. they lost, Buffalo's going to jump them in the standings, which means the Bills controlled their own destiny before, but it's solidified now. So if they win out, they will get the 6th seed at the very least, which is respectable. And the AFC South is interesting because I'm torn on these teams in the AFC South losing because I want the Jags to lose because they have that head-to-head win over the Bills. And I think in a 3-way tie between the Chiefs, Jags, and Bills, the Bills finish in last. That's assuming they win the division. So I'd rather have a different division winner for the Jags. So I'm really rooting against the Jags here because I want the Jags to lose and then for one of those teams to win next week. And hopefully the Jags can lose one more. I don't know, something like that. But these teams behind them that are losing, it's good for the Bills, yeah, because they do want to make the playoffs. But it also hurts their chances at getting a higher seed. I don't know, just something to think about. But that's what I was thinking about, and I was trying to wrap my head around who I wanted to win between the Texans and Browns. I didn't really know because it's a win-win for the Bills because one of those teams is going to lose. But the Browns, man. The Browns are the story of the year. This year has been the year of the backup, and Joe Flacco comes in off the street, doesn't know the playbook, and he's just winning games. He's winning games straight up too. No fluky stuff. He's winning these games. And I know people are gonna say he had 2 picks today. Today. One of them was a deep ball, and the other one was he was trying to make the play before the half. So that. He's not like they didn't turn into points for Houston, so it doesn't matter. What matters is he keeps winning, and the Browns are looking good. Like, this is a team that I think could upset someone in the first round because they're winning on the road, they're winning at home, they're winning anywhere and everywhere, and they're doing it with ease for the most part. The Bears game was a little sketchy, I won't lie, but they look good. And that's a team that could face Jacksonville again. And I'm picking the Browns again if that game comes up. So, we'll see. But Bills fans rooting against the Jags, rooting against the Dolphins. Those are the big 2 coming on later. We'll see. Let's go Buffalo. Buffalo's got to take care of business, though. And it's getting to the point where if they lose a game, it's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. We'll see, though. I'll catch you guys later here on Drake to Sports. I'm back, baby, with this NFL content. If anything crazy happens this week, like with the Dolphins game, I don't know. I might come back out because I have nothing to do. Jake to Sports all day, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Buffalo.